understand.
All I
Okay.
have to do is be glitter and be gay. That's it. That's
Did you like this?
optimism. Optimism.
Did you like this one?
I
Did you like?
thought I thought at first it was a comedy song, and then I went back and watched all of Candide. I'm like, this is not as funny of a song.
I haven't watched all of Candide, so I don't know.
Oh man.
But it's very comical, but she plays it up. But I mean, even
Like she
Dama.
plays it up. Oh, in this, she plays it up. She totally hams it up. It's
Oh, it's
fantastic.
hilarious. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite ones because of all of her, and
This
I don't
is
know what
my song.
you know,
I lost it.
Damaro doesn't do it like that to say. I mean, everybody else sings
It's
it,
all straight lays. Well, it's a very depressing song underneath because she basically has these two. I won't say lovers because she doesn't really have a say in the matter, and they're sharing her on alternate days.
Oh, okay.
And so all her riches and jewels are coming from these high level pope, not pope, but this high level priest and this high level Jewish merchant that are giving her riches in order for them to share her.
Okay.
So
So
it's
she's
actually
a
really depressing.
high-end prostitute.
Yes, at the moment. It's a pretty I watched all of Candide for this. The the whole play is just awful. It's depressing. Like it's supposed to be funny, but it's depressing. It's all get out. It's so depressing. And so, like, I thought that because of the way that Chenoweth does this performance, I thought it was supposed to be funny. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. And then I went back and watched the whole thing, especially the song in context. I was like, this is really depressing. She's just talking about all the horrible. She's basically talking about how all the horrible things that are occurring to her are covered up by the fact that she's got all this money.
Yeah, yeah, but she's materialistic, in fact, I like my jewels.
Yeah, it's just there's so many, like, the comedy part of it is that you've got all these characters that keep dying.
Oh, really?
She's already died once in the story at this
Oh,
point. And they keep coming back to life for some ridiculous reason and appearing in other scenes.
I can't believe that this is Bernstein, that he would write this, Candide. I
This is
mean,
like the third iteration of the script. This is
really?
different than, like, the version that we're watching. The version this is from, the 2005 version, is the third version of the script. So he
I
wrote
had
it
no
in
idea.
the 50s and had one take on it, and is actually a one act play. And then it got rewritten again in the 70s and 80s with a bit of a darker tone to it, more in line with the original story.
Hmm.
And then it got rewritten again for some other performances. So it's had multiple revisions, and the tone has changed depending on who's working on the writing.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, the overture is so famous. The overture is so famous, and this piece is so famous from it, and that's about it.
Yeah, like I recognized the overture once I started listening to it without realizing that that's what it was that I was listening to. So I've
Oh
known,
yeah,
like,
the overture is amazing, and then this piece, and that is basically it. And that's not to just diminish Bernstein's writing or anything like that. I mean,
no, no,
he's
no.
he's magnificent, but um, it's not recognizable. Let's put it this way. These two pieces are very, the overture, and then of course this is recognizable to general
And,
people.
and there's, like, the comedy elements include, like, her old maid having one half of her buttock cut off when they're under siege and they're out of food.
What?
So she spends the whole play talking about how she only has one buttock.
I will have to go back and listen to you listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, it was on YouTube. I found a version from the Scottish Royal Opera from
Oh,
1988.
okay. We'll have to listen
It
to
was
it.
very good. But yeah, so she's talking about how awkward it is riding a horse because she only.
Gosh, I had no idea it was that bad. Yeah. Well, you know what? The opera world is really, yeah.
Well, the original story was. I mean, those are the elements from the original story. I haven't read Candide, but according to the all-knowing Wikipedia, the story is based pretty heavily on the actual, like, elements from the original story.
That's really amazing. That's really amazing. Well, I just know that this is a piece that a lot of coloratura sopranos
Hmm?
love to sing, and she makes it so much fun. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? And
Have you sung this piece or have you performed this
oh, yeah,
anywhere?
I haven't performed it, but I've worked on it. I've sung it. It's you know it's
It gets up there.
sometimes, yeah, yeah, and sometimes I can end well, and most of the time I can't. It's really high up there, you know. But I can pop out the high C's, but then when you get up there to the E flats and things, it's a little tough. So, but it's a great piece, but it just lies high, and that's why a coloratura has that ability to sing it because of the tessitura, you know.
So what do you like specifically about this piece itself? What do you enjoy about singing this piece or practicing this piece or
I mean, you got the ha 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 ha, I mean, and the drama in it is very, very funny when she, and then you go ah, you go real high at one point, and it's just a fun piece to sing. I don't like I said, I'm not a colorateur, so it's not as easy to sing it, but the words are hilarious. It's I just didn't take it real serious as to what was really going on because I didn't know the story, which is bad. You should find out what's going on in it, but it was just more of a piece for me to work on the high register. It was never a piece that I was ever going to really perform, so I didn't take it really really seriously. But
right?
the drama in it could be, uh, and then I also saw her sing it, and I thought, oh, this is a great piece. And Bernstein is a great thing to sing anyway. But when I saw her do it, I thought, oh, this would be just a great drama piece if I could ever negotiate some of those real high things up there.
Have you seen any other pieces that Chenoweth has done? Or have
Um,
you any of her other performances?
I've seen, some of the things on Glee.
Okay.
I've seen her sing on Glee, and she was originally she has an opera background. Obviously, she has opera. She had the choice of going that way or to musical theater, and she chose musical theater. And I don't. I think she's done. I mean, she's a phenomenal musician and singer, you know. But what is always so funny is to hear her speak and then to hear her sing.
Okay.
You would not think that her singing voice would come out of that mouth that talks. That's what makes it so amazing. And then you hear some of her musical theater come through on this, particularly some of the vowel shapes and stuff that she does. Where if you hear some of the other women that sing this that are coming from the opera world, you don't hear those shapings of those vowels like that. You know, so
So is that a training? Is that a practice? Like what is resulting in
I
that
think
being
it's a
so good?
choice. I think it's a
Okay.
choice. I think she could do whatever she wanted to. She's that great of a singer. She could do whatever she wanted to. But I think in the like Damaro and stuff like, and to say I don't hear them going into the musical theater because it's a different technique. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about that technique, but yeah, you just hear it with the vowel sounds and how Chenoweth shapes those vowels a little bit differently than somebody who comes from the legitimate opera world. Not to say that she couldn't do it; she could. It's just a choice.
Okay.
So,
Well, excellent.
and
Well, if you get a chance, I mean, she was Chenoweth was in Wicked, which
right, right,
was
right,
ended up being really good. I mean, it was a smash hit.
right.
I hadn't seen it before I started doing preparation for this, and I mean, I knew it was popular, and I knew a lot of people liked it, and it was actually really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, it's yeah, you've heard the duet, and you're yeah.
but it's a very different style than what
Oh
she's doing
yeah,
here,
Y-
and
y-
and
y- yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oklahoma, what she's got, performances on YouTube, and
Right, because it's musical theater. See, it's a whole different ball of wax. Even Renee Fleming has had years of training in jazz, and she can flip between jazz and musical theater and a legitimate opera pretty fast and pretty easily. But she has that training.
Excellent. Okay. Well, let me play a little bit here because it's a 7-minute clip.
For the poor beauty, she lives for Mondays when she rests under the watchful eye of her constant companion and chaperone, the old lady.
My song, you go. Go.
Victimized by bitter circumstance. Alas for me, had I remained beside my lady mother, my virtue had remained unstained until my maiden hand was gained, my song grand duke. Or rather, 'twas not to be. Harsh necessity brought me to this gilded cage. Born to higher things, here I drew my wings. Singing of a sorrow.
So how much of that is her, and how much of that is actually in the song?
Oh, she's singing all the words, but how she does that, that's her own spin on the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to be pouting and being upset at the beginning, but no, she's just she's just making it her own piece, you know. But that is the right note. I mean, she's singing the right note, if that's what you're meaning. But how she does it is just hilarious, you know.
Now, is this the kind of thing where she has creative direction because she's, a star at this point, or would they typically give some sort of flexibility in the
Oh, they give
performance?
they give flexibility to soloists,
Okay.
particularly when they're doing a piece, one of these icon pieces, you know. And of course, then in an opera, I mean, you're under the control of the conductor. They crank that stuff out in rehearsals, and it all depends on the conductor and the singer, but there's some give and take. There is give and take.
Okay.
And she's having fun. I mean, obviously she stopped the whole orchestra, This is her gig. This is her gig. She's in charge right now. The conductor's not in charge, as far as I'm concerned. You know.
Yeah,
So,
that was pretty funny.
yeah, we'll just keep going. It gets even funnier.
There really is, like, I didn't think about the difference between her singing voice and her speaking voice, but it's almost night and day.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like from a Bugs Bunny cartoon where the
Oh.
little tiny mouse is talking with high pitched voice.
Brant.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, "Whoa," start singing this deep baritone bass piece.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just very startling to me how she speaks and how she sings.
Probably, I mean, the highest praise I can give is she makes it look effortless. It's
Oh yeah,
it's incredible. It's just smooth
yeah.
as silk as she's singing.
She has the pipes. She's got the talent, and she just has fun with it. I mean, she's not sitting there thinking about technique at all. I mean, she's just performing because that's what she is, a performer. Remember, she spent a lot of time on Broadway and in other places too. So she's just having fun because she has confidence in her technique and what she wants to do. It's all in her brain, and she's just letting us in on the fun.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna keep playing here.
Of a sorrow, nothing can assuage.
Oh,
And yet, of course, I rather like to revel. I have no strong objection to champagne. My wardrobe is expensive as the devil. Perhaps it is ignoble to complain. Enough of being basely tearful. I'll show my noble stuff by being bright and cheerful.
pearls and ruby rings. Ah,
How can worldly things take the place of honor lost? Can they compensate for my fallen state, purchased as they were at such an awful cost? Bracelets, lavaliers, can they dry my tears? Can they blind my eyes to shame? Can the brightest brooch shield me from reproach? Can the purest diamond purify my name? And yet, of course, these trinkets are endearing. I'm oh so glad my sapphire is a star. I rather like a 20-carat earring. If I'm not pure, at least my jewels are. Enough. I'll take their diamond necklace and show my noble stuff by being gay and reckless. Observe how bravely I conceal the dreadful, dreadful shame I feel.
What can you say?
You got some fourth wall breaks there.
She is amazing. She's just so effortless because that's how she sings. That's that shows a great singer when you're working. She's working hard.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me tell you, she's working really hard. But it's so effortless for her. It sounds so effortless. It sounds so easy. And when I heard her sing, I thought, "Oh, I love to sing this." And then I got into the song. And I go, "Oh my gosh, this thing's hard."
There's some really high parts, especially at the end there.
Yeah. Some really high parts, and it's not as easy as it looks, as it sounds for her, But that's what makes it so great, and she's just a delight to hear her sing, particularly with this thing because she makes it just so much fun. What was important to you? What did you like out of it?
Well, I was just noticing. I didn't catch this the first couple times I watched this, but I was actually laughing at how they did the jump cuts as she's doing the ha ha, like they're doing the visual jump cuts with the video. I thought that was actually quite well done on the part of the production. But yeah, the coloratura parts. That is just that's extremely difficult.
Well, but she's a coloratura. She's got the pipes. She's got that range. She's been trained very, very well. But she has that natural. That's where her voice naturally lies, and then it's easier to negotiate. But somebody like me who's not a coloratura, it takes a lot more effort, and it doesn't sound as easy as she makes it sing. And of course, they're very, very flexible, extremely flexible in how they sing.
Well, I loved how it wasn't just something she's seen. There's not the park and bark. She's really getting into it. It's something that you can tell she is just having an absolute blast performing the piece.
Well, and she's just playing to the audience. She's playing to the audience. And her facial expressions are just so wonderful, Oh, my jewel. And very materialistic.
Well, given that she started out in she's actually like a princess, and the country came under siege from a neighboring country, and so they all died, and then she later came back to life.
Okay. Oh gosh. Well, you can do anything in an opera, quite frankly.
Yeah. So that's so she already was living the high life prior to becoming the high-end call girl that she was at this particular scene. But then she ends up in not high-end call girl status and is on the streets poor and begging at the end.
Oh, that's like
it's a pretty rough play, especially with what happens to the main characters.
Yeah, well, you know what, I like you say, they all die in the end, but I sometimes I just don't go into all the story plots, like I said, I was working on this piece just because I was working on my high register.
Oh yeah.
And negotiating things, not necessarily thinking I would ever perform it,
But yeah, the song is definitely fun. Like it's definitely it's a fun song, independent of anything else that's occurring in the play. And I could see why people would pick this to sing this as, either demonstrating what they can do or just as a fun piece to perform.
Right, and then what would be very fun for you is probably to punch up Damaro or Desai or other people and hear them sing it, and how they do it. It's not as much drama they're playing to the audience, but not like this.
Yeah.
Like this one, because she's been on Broadway. She knows how to do this. This is part of her skill set. And she's very, very good at it.
Yeah, she's definitely got the acting talent that I wouldn't necessarily say some of the other performers. Like you can tell she's quite comfortable acting.
Yes, of course. Because of the musical theater. background, because in the olden days in opera, you just stood on the
Yep.
stage, and you sang. You didn't have to act. But with all the TV and things that have come into play, they want more acting, more facial expressions, on the stage, and so that the singer has to have more dramatic, you know, uh, training. But something on musical theater, that's their meat and potatoes
Right.
of it.
Did you ever take any acting classes or anything for your performances, or were you not
No, I
doing this
never really
style
did.
of
No, I'm kind of dramatic anyway.
no comment?
No comment.
You didn't need classes.
I probably could have used a few, but yeah, no, I just for me, I just connect with the drama. I connect with what the words are saying, what's going on in the music, and I just kind of get lost in it. Yeah, I could probably improve a lot, but in my old age now, who gives a rip, right? But yeah, I love to, I like it, but she's just a master at her art.
So how do you practice for a piece like this? Like because it's all over the place. Like this piece is all over the place. Like what's
Well,
your
you have to take it in bits and pieces. You just don't sing the whole piece. For me, I start a lot because you've got English words, you can do intoning.
okay?
Speak the words on rhythm. You know, and keep your mouth really loose. Also, buzzing. The buzz the pitches
Okay.
so that you can feel the musical phrases and feel the close. See, a lot of times when you're hearing all these leaps and stuff, they're not thinking far. They're very, very close together because your vocal cords are very, very tiny. And you're not thinking huge leaps. So if you think them close, and then you also have to figure out how to relax, 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 so that you don't get tension going on in your mouth. But you work on the words and get the words with the rhythm and with the intoning. I do the buzzing a lot to figure out the musical phrase and the air, and you work on little pieces at a time and you put them together. And each piece has a different way, and every artist has a different way of working on a piece. But that's what works for me.
Okay. How long had like if you were going to try and perform this, how long would you typically spend, or how long would it take you to practice or prepare for this?
Well, because I'm not a colorateur,
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
it take a lot of time. I've messed around with this piece for a couple of years, several years, just enjoying it and learning different things, and then I put it away and let it marinate. Then I bring it out, and then it's grown because I've grown with technique. This is one of these pieces that I use as a training ground
Okay.
for me. It's not something that I would necessarily, like I said, be able to perform. But I enjoy challenges
Mhm.
on pieces and things like that. And yeah,
Is this with all the people you've worked with over the years? Has anyone ever asked you for help on this piece, like wanting to
no,
perform this?
mm-mm, no. But I've had fun working with various people on it, just and giving me some coaching on it, and just say, all right, this would help you. This would do this. Just as fun. A lot of times I'll have pieces that I think would be fun to try, and then get some coaching on it and to see if it really fits the voice, if it doesn't,
Mhm.
and just go with it. Like Knoxville, I've worked on Knoxville for a long time, but I heard it in undergrad,
Okay.
and I thought, oh, I'd love to sing that. Well, it was 10 years later before I did sing it and performed it. So it was just one of those pieces, and I'm singing it better than I ever sang before now. But I need to re up on some of the things on it. But it's one of those pieces that you love and you keep coming back to. And this piece I love, and so I keep coming back to it and work on different sections of it and put it together. I would not know how long it would take Kristin Chenoweth to learn this piece. I don't think it would take her very long because of all of her tools that she has in her toolbox.
Right. Right. Okay. Because I mean, she seems like a pretty sharp person
Oh,
in
she's
general,
brilliant.
especially when it comes to the musical.
She's brilliant, honey. She's brilliant. These singers are not dumb by any stretch of the means. You know, you may think that they have nothing between their ears, but they've got a lot going on there. You know, they're not just all voice. Anyway, I'm really glad that you like this piece.
Oh yeah, this was great. I don't remember, like when you sent me the link, I don't remember having heard it before. Like I wouldn't have ever sat down and said, okay, I'm going to go listen to Candide or watch Candide or do anything with Candide. Like I'd heard, like I knew it existed. It fell in the category of things I recognized without necessarily knowing what I was
Yeah.
recognizing.
I mean, you were listening to the Valkyrie, Wagner's Valkyrie, you know, when you were 10 months old. So
I don't
you know,
remember that.
yeah, probably. We were playing a lot of music for you all along, you know. So it wouldn't be surprised that you wouldn't remember where you first heard certain things, you know. Well, anyway, this has been fun. Thank
Excellent.
you.
I just realized it's 9:15. So,
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
well, this was a lot of fun, and let me know.
We'll have to do some more.
Next. Yeah.
Well, you know, I just sent you another link with Jonas Kaufman. He's
Okay. I haven't listened to it yet.
He's phenomenal. He's another phenomenal singer. I mean, there's so many good singers out there that we can just go and listen to. Okay.
Excellent. Well,
All right. Thanks. Love you, honey.
All right. See you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
This has been Nancy Loves Singing with Nancy and Jonathan Evanen. If you'd like to support the channel, the Patreon page is linked below. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed recording it.